So ever since I started using this thing and trusting it, my win rate has gone through the roof. Here's some just recent examples of my trades, okay, in my days. Now, I'm not saying you're going to get the same results, but if you trust the system and you follow the zones, the zones are the high time frame candles. You're literally seeing it form as the candle is developing. It's insane. But I want you to watch this whole video so that you can understand the settings and what's actually going on. Okay. So, what is the first light beacon? Well, I'll tell you what it's not. It's not a buy or sell indicator. If you're looking for a mindless, I'm going to get rich and click buttons because it tells me to buy and sell, you're never going to be consistent and good luck to you. That's not what this is. This is going to show you market structure. This is going to show you extremely high probability setups. And if that's not what you're looking for and you just want something that says buy or sell, good luck. So we have intraday and scalping modes. Intraday has your day candle, your 9:30 zone, 10 to 10:30 zone, and weekly zones. The scalping mode goes from 15 seconds all the way to 1,440 minutes, which is a day. It's just in there twice. But we do it by minutes because that's how the calculation and the formula works. All right, well, if you've made it this far, you're interested in what's going on here, and I'm going to show you some settings. We just installed it on the chart, and we're going to look at what we have available. So first of all, we have our doji zones, okay? You can disable them. That's these lines here. Right there. Go ahead and turn it back on. That's going to give you zones based off of dojis, which act like contraction points, and then the zone is basically your expansion line where you can trade off of or scalp off or whatever. And there is a time frame that you can set that chart to from 1 to 15 minutes. A lot of people just leave it on the chart itself or go into a lower time frame and put it on like 5 minutes or 2 minutes or whatever. So you can turn that on and off based on what you're doing. You may or may not want it. Then we have our session start. So if we go to trade mode, intraday, this is what enables this right here. Scalping interval time does not work when this is on intraday. This is the zone for intraday. So basically we're looking at a day open zone right here. Let me turn off this so we can see a little better. And we'll do the background off for now in a second. All right, so here is the daily zone, which starts at the daily candle. So that is showing you the exact support and resistance and bias of the daily zone. And if you look, we're above it. We're staying above the green line, which is the buy line. Then you have your midline, and then you have your sell line. We're staying above it, and we are going bullish. Okay. And if you see this, we drop below it. So now we're bearish during the day. And then right here, you can see that we are bouncing off the daily zone. So we're just in a range. And this is giving you a really good level to scalps up and down. Honestly, with other zones combined, you can actually catch the top down and figure out when you need to be getting into those trades. But this is the daily zone. These are daily candles turned into workable zones. That's what this is. That's what the first light beacon does. And you can choose the interval that you want. So basically now we're going to go into like the 9:30 a.m. zone. So this is going to be the zone at US Open. This is going to give you your breakaway from US Open, and it crosses down and it's showing you that we're getting our zones created right here at 9:30, and it crosses down and pushes up and it goes bullish the whole way. And then you have your beacon line right here that is turning green, that's pushing up with it. So it's giving you a really good indication that we are going bullish right from US Open. And if you look, it stays that way throughout US Open. And then here's the previous US Open zone. And then here's the one the day before that. And then the day before that. So you can go back and look. And if you look, it gives you really, so this is a US 9:30 US Open right here. Okay. And this comes down and retraces right into this zone. And then it is gone. And that is a bullish day right there, just by watching the retracement into the previous 9:30 zone. So now we'll go into are 10 to 10:30. So if you're looking for the range break, it gives you a pullback area for the 10 to 10:30 range break. And here it is right here. This is, so you could scalp this out. Sorry, scalp this out. But when you get a pullback and you get a doji or any type of wicked candle really off of one of the zones, that is a high probability chance that we are going forward. We push over our beacon line, it turns green, and we push up. And if you look, there is one of the days right here that went bearish. So we're coming into it bearish, beacon line's red, and then we get our pullback into the zone, and it respects the zone and it dumps. So this is giving you a really good indication of what. See, and here's another example of price at the 1030 zone, breaking out of the 1030 range, and we're getting our wick into our zone, and then it goes up from there. And that is how accurate the zones are. These zones are, I like to say, always right, but each your own. So now we can go into, I have a weekly zone here, so we can see the entire week zone. And if you look, price comes down and bounces off this zone right here, and then it is gone for that day. That's at 9 a.m. on Tuesday, and then it takes off and leaves. We could go ahead and get on this replay, and you will notice that it takes off, goes and leaves, and then it comes down and goes underneath that previous zone, and it's gone. But this is showing you that the week has flipped to bearish right here. We flipped bearish. We're under the sell line, and it wicked it, and then we're dropping, and we're dropping. So you can use this as a very good method of knowing exactly what the bias is. And if you look at how these are formed, it is moving with price. So it is not lagging. It is a leading indicator, and it will show you, this is the weekly zone right here. And it will show you the levels that you need to be trading off of and your high probability setups. So we're going to go back into, now we're going to go out of intraday mode. We're going to leave intraday mode, and we're going to go into scalping mode. All right. So what that does is that this is a 1 minute time frame. It's not going to do really any good like this on a 2 minute candle, obviously, because it's too small, but it is going to give you kind of like a line chart that is actually correct, that doesn't have any noise. But let's just go into a higher time frame. So now we're going to look at the 45-minute zone, which is my personal favorite. Okay, and you can tell that some of these are really good entries into some trades. You can see here that price creates a 45, breaks down, flips up, beacon line turns green, candles turn blue. We break over the byline of it, and then price just breaks out. My personal favorite is about the 15-second chart. I know people are going to be thinking I'm crazy, but if you look, this zone is the higher time frame candle. I'm just getting in laser specific entries. So we get a 45, we cross down, we cross up. This would be an actual entry that I would be willing to take. And once price moves up, I'm going break even. I always go break even. And that one I would get stopped at break even. And then this one right here, this is what we're doing. And then I do, if you're doing trading futures, 40 tick scalps is what I like. That's 5 contracts. That's $1,000. You can go more during US session. I would try not to go more than 80, but that is up to you. And then I'm always going break even anyways. So, but anyways, this one wins. And then I would probably not take any more trades off that zone until a new one forms. But that is the 45-minute zone right there. It is my personal favorite. It catches a lot of reversals, and it shows you a lot of pinpoint retracement areas that are actual retracements, and you can get in at the bottom of most of these pullbacks. You look at that right there. It pushes up, and then we target the high, and that's how I would trade that right there. So now we'll go into the other modes you can get into: 60 minutes, 120 minutes, 240, whatever you want to use. But you can also combine these together to get, add in different multiple installations and get multiple zones and have bias for that. So here's your alert condition. So you can set alerts based on the time frame you want. So basically every 45 minutes, And it's not based on the calendar. It's based or the clock at exactly like 9:45. Then 10:40. It's every 45 minutes, just like the 45-minute candle. And you will get new data every 45 minutes. So this would look like this right here. And these are giving you perfect areas to trade off of. And then we're going to look at the background colors. So this is really helpful in seeing if we should be getting into the trade or not. And it also shows pullback zones. So say this is bearish right here. Well, this is a bearish pullback, and then it drops again. So when this came up and this turned pink like this, you could get into this for a scalp. So here's a 100-tick scalp right here, or you could get into an intraday trade, target a low, whatever it is you want to do. I just like to scalp. And there's you a very decent trade right there. And you just waited for this one to win, pull back, and then it slammed back down again and it turned red. There's your entry. And then we'll go into like a bullish scenario. So here we go. So this flips up, we get our pullback, and then here's our entry. We get a retest of the zone. Our pullback is over. Lows have been taken. This gives you a freaking amazing entry right here. And you will find these all day long. There's a 250 tick scalp just right there. I don't know what you would target. That's not what this video is about. I'm just showing you how the first light beacon works in settings. Now, what we're looking at next is you can change the sensitivity of the background color so that it's more sensitive. You can lower the sensitivity to get more into these trends like this, right? Or my personal preference is medium. It shows these little pullbacks here. I like to trade after pullbacks. That's a confirmation for me. And then we can change our color and our opacity on these zones. Candle colors. We have 3 options for candle colors. We have this option here where colors are blue bullish, pink bearish, gray and yellow is consolidation. Or we have bullish and bearish colors, green and red. Red is down, green is up. And then we have this one right here, which is showing contraction expansion. All right. So, and then we can change our zone colors to whatever we want. So we want it to be white, we can change it to white. We want it to be pink, we can change it to pink. Whatever color you like. I like the grays and blacks and things like that. Our midline color, we can change that. We can change our byline color, which is this line right here. Here's the beacon line. You can turn it on and off. Then you can change the color of the beacon line. You can change the thickness. The DOR is our daily opening range. That is important for swing trading, but this is it right here. Let me turn out the background color so you can see a little bit better. And if you notice, price likes to react to that. So this was the previous opening range up here, which is at 6. And that will just give you another confirmation of bias or trend, or even possible targets. So that is the DOR line. I like to use it. That's why it's there. And then we have styling. Okay, so I don't like to see the green and red bylines. I think it's too much on my screen, so I just turn them off. And now we just have the zone. I like the midline. I want to see the midline, but I have the zone. So that is the settings. So you can turn off the beacon line. You can do really whatever you want. So that basically is the settings on how this works. And it's just a little introduction to what is the First Light Beacon. So we do have 2 services that we offer. We offer the standalone First Light Beacon indicator, where you just get the indicator. You can use the videos, figure out what you're doing, or you can join the Hunters Club and actually trade live with us. So you'll be able to come into our Discord, see our screen live, and hear what we're talking about and why we're making decisions and the things we're doing, and literally see my entrances, my exits, my take profits, along with Miller Times entrances, exits, and take profits. If that's something you're interested in, just go to breakouthunter.com and you can click on Hunters Club and join there, or you can click on First Light Beacon and get the indicator.